The story begins with an ugly, worthless orphan boy named Haruto Amikawa, who was standing outside his family home. But actually he was moving to a new home in the city, far away from his family. His childhood crush Miharu was extremely upset as he was moving to a different place. She cries asking him to stay here, but Haruto told her to shut the fuck up and stop crying.
Yo, that one there was a violation, person.
He then promises her, one day he will become older and return to marry her so that he can protect her for the rest of her life. After the scene cuts, we see a grown Haruto who was on a bus, on the way back from his college, and he gets stared by a young girl who was on the same bus. Just then, the bus lost its control and our Chad Train-kun comes out of nowhere and our protagonist gets fucked up along with other passengers. Flashbacks from his memories becomes visible to his eyes as he promised Miharu to return. Moments later, we see a stinky, disgusting orphan boy who just woke up into a new world, named Rio. He finds himself completely sweaty and full of pure dog shit. As soon as he woke up, he had a flashback of memories of another person in his head. He couldn't understand whose memories and flashbacks are these. He even forgot his own name, Rio, and he started claiming his name is Haruto Amikawa. He then asked himself, who the fucking hell is this Haruto guy? He then remembers the bus, but he didn't even know what the bus thing is. He also remembered his grandfather who taught him martial arts, but it was all blurred to him. Suddenly 3 men arrived at the place where Rio is held. The 3 men asked Rio to wake up and they were shocked to see Rio alive. They asked him how he managed to survive such a terrible fever. They further told him they were just outside digging a hole for his grave. Just then, one of the men lays a brown sack and lies down to sit and eat along with his members, but our protagonist gets only their ass. Moreover, while eating, the 3 men told Rio he stinks and is affecting the taste of the food. Hungry, Rio leaves and searches for food to eat, and he finds some berries in the bushes to eat. While looking through the bushes, Haruto's memories run through his mind and he remembers he is a 20-year-old student from Japan. Despite all the flashbacks, Haruto forces himself to forget all the memories because he is now Rio, an ugly, disgusting poor child living in slums in the kingdom of Beltram. Accepting himself as Rio, he wanted to focus on his mission to avenge his mother, who was murdered by an unknown man. He remembers how he lived with his mother in a small house and how she told them they are immigrants from a far country where everyone have dark hair. Rio was drawn out of his tears when he saw 4 well-dressed people approaching to him to ask if he saw a girl with purple hair. Although he was intimidated by them, but then the white-haired girl introduces herself as Celia and asks him more politely. She then casts a spell to detect nearby magical power. But she notices Rio possesses a lot of magical power. Although unable to find the girl, Celia gave Rio a bag of coins before leaving to thank him for helping. After hiding the bag of coins in his clothes, he returns to the house he woke up in, but he was immediately attacked by a masked man. Thanks to his bag of coins which saved him, however, the masked man prepares to continue attacking Rio, but suddenly, the time stops and a projection of a pink-haired girl appears, and she touches him and teaches him how to use his magic abilities. Rio began to radiate a magical aura, and as the time continues, he combines Haruto's memories of martial arts with his magic powers. Using this knowledge, he casts a spell to enhance his physical abilities and he beat the shit out of the masked man. After defeating the men, he heard a noise coming from the brown bag in the room and finds a purple-haired girl, who asked him to take her to the royal castle, but she fainted as soon as she saw all the dead bodies in the room. Rio decides to take her to the castle, but he met the people he met earlier and slaps him. They assumed he is one of the kidnappers and they take him to the castle for interrogation. After a few seconds, a royal man was shown outside the house where Rio was attacked. He inspects the place and found the masked man who just woke up from his unconsciousness. Before they can question him, a mysterious hooded man crushes a red crystal which causes the suspect to die foaming in the mouth. The scene then cuts and a dark prison was shown inside the castle where Rio is being tortured severely by Charles, who happens to be the vice captain of the knights. Charles wants Rio to admit he was the kidnapper who abducted the princess, but he insists that he is innocent. The scene cuts and a purple-haired girl was shown who is the princess named Flora woke up in her room. Celia and a yellow-haired girl named Vanessa told everything that happened while she was unconscious. Immediately Princess Flora asked to see Rio, so they take her to the prison. After entering the prison, they are horrified to see what Charles had done to Rio. Flora then explained his innocence and told him he is the one who saved her from the abductor. He was quickly been released as Princess orders Charles to set him free. Using her special magical ability, Celia heals wounded Rio and they notices he's unconscious. Later, Rio wakes up in the palace room and Celia apologized to him about what Charles did to him. She also tells him that the king wanted to thank him to save his daughter, Princess Flora. Indiana, the royal throne room, the king seats with the queen along with 2 daughters, Flora and Christina. A while later, Rio was brought to the royal throne with a new haircut. This is the end of the part 1. Subscribe and like if you love the recap.